Sketching people is a big challenge. Beginners often find remembering the proportions difficult and their sketches end up looking very stiff. So I'm going to give you my very simple process to follow and proportions to use that will make sketching people a lot easier. So when you're sketching people, whether you're sketching in real life or from a photo like this, there are three main shapes that you need to focus on first. So we start with the head here, just the outline of the head, and then we move on to the body. So that's the torso from the shoulders down to the crotch, and then the legs. So from the crotch to the top of the ankles there. So those three shapes, if you can capture them quickly, the rest of the body will be in proportion. You can do those shapes by eye. As you get better, you'll be able to do them just by eye, looking at the shapes. But if you're a beginner, I recommend measuring and practicing the proportions, which I'm going to show you. And you can use my dot method to lay them out on the paper before you sketch those main shapes. So this is the way that I break up proportions into really simple measurements. So we start with the head. That's the head shape there, the head length from the top of the head to the chin. And then from the shoulders to the crotch, which was the body that we saw that second shape, is 3 head lengths down. And then from the crotch to the top of the ankles there is 3 head lengths. So we have those 3 shapes there, and that gives you the proportion of the body. And it's not as complicated as other methods, especially because we're sketching in a simple, loose way. We just have these 3 main shapes with those 3 proportions. They're right in the middle between the shoulders and the crotch, and that's the elbows. And then right in the middle between the crotch and the ankles there are the knees. And that helps us if we've got limbs that are bending. So in this reference here, we have a leg that's a little bit bent. So that length there would be 1.5 heads and 1.5 heads. And later on, we'll also go through the face and how we divide that into 3 spaces, and we put the eyes and the mouth in between. So that's the basic proportions, and I keep these in mind when I look at a reference. When I first looked at that, it looks like he's slouching a lot, but actually if you measure head length down, it's approximately 3 head lengths from the top shoulder there on the left to his crotch. But on the right hand side where he's bending, it's a little bit shorter. So we'll use our dots there to adjust for that top shape. And then the bottom legs there, it's also 3 heads from that crotch down to the top of the ankles. Then the leg on the right, we keep those proportions in mind, where we had 1.5 legs from the crotch to the knee and 1.5 from the knee to the ankle. Then once you have those 3 main shapes, you can build up the rest of the detail, the feet, the arms, the hands, and then you can go into the face and the other little details inside the clothing. So if you take away anything, it's getting those 3 main shapes in the right proportion first. So that's some of the theory, but it's probably best I show you how to do that step by step. The more in-depth version without the cuts will be over my Patreon if you're interested in that. I'll also explain more theory on how to sketch wheels, so go into detail there. First step is to get that main shape of the head. I'm going to do this really, really roughly and just trying to get that shape there in the red back. See how the hair comes back around there. So then we come around the front here and then just slightly go in there, but we're just getting the basic shape here. Bends back, come up, that's the jaw, we'll put the neck. And we go up here, just the neck shape. That helps us place the body later. So the reason why we did the head first was so we could use that to measure the rest of the proportions of the body. So what I want you to do is come across the side and just a little bit further down because of the hair he's got there. So always take that into consideration. But just roughly put on the side here a dot, the top and the chin. So that's our head height. We'll use that as a reference. So to help us do those shapes, which you'll be able to learn to do without this guide, but as a beginner, just come down here. So we've got that height there. So just skip down a bit for the neck. So just a little bit there. We're going to use that measurement there. So you can use a ruler here if you want. But we'll use that and we need to go from the shoulders to the crotch, 3 heads. So 1, 2, 3. That's the torso, that's the shoulders, and that's our head height there. Now we want another 3 heads for the bottom of their legs there. So you could use that whole length and go down, put a dot, or you could measure the 3 heads again. So we go 1, 2, 3. So head, torso, legs. So now let's use the dot method to place some construction points to help us with those main shapes. So coming over from this dot here, that's that shoulder point there, just down from here and across. I'm going to say it's about there. And then the other shoulder, It's a bit lower than the neck, isn't it? So we have an angle. That's what we want, an angle down there. Okay, so we have the shoulder points, then down here, the bottom of the torso. So we have this third dot, so 1, 2, 3. Come across here, put a dot there, and then we come across here. Now we've got the angle, the slouch, the turn, so it's angled up this time. Now that really helps you as beginners just to see the proportions that we're going to sketch. Outline the t-shirt here, so we're going to ignore the arms. So out to this point, just past the bottom of the chin here, and down to here, down to this point, go in, you can add some wrinkles in there, place a line there for the t-shirt. So that's our next shape. It's roughly in proportion. Now the legs. We'll start with the leg that's straight so that we can get the right proportion. Here, let's put a dot equal with this point. So the knee is about there, and 1.5 heads there to the knee. Now the other side, there could be some foreshortening, but we know generally it's about 1.5 heads to the knee. So from that point, we want the angle to be roughly in the right position. And then we have the other dot there. So we want the ankle. This distance here can be roughly the same as this one. So you can see we have this left leg and the right leg there. Now let's start to outline. And then from the middle here, a little bit further down, come across. Curving around the bottom of the thigh. We go out here just a little bit. Leg here, almost parallel to this one. Now, I'm not worrying about the bike in the front. We're going to just overlap that and paint the correct shapes that are in front. Now the feet, they're usually about 2/3 of a head height. And then outline the basic shape. It comes down and then it has a flat base for the foot. And then goes in around the front toes. So you usually have the toes at the front. And then back out around the ankles like that. Now we've done the feet. Now let's go and do the arms. So this is where we add in the extra shapes. It's about 3 heads, but it's always a bit bent, so a bit higher here. So let's compare it. So it's a little bit higher than the torso where the crotch is. The elbow is in the middle, but slight to the left. I'm following this line pretty much, the curve. And it comes in to the bottom of the t-shirt there. Dot there, elbow, it's about halfway. So now in the sleeve there, then down to where the legs are. And as you get better at proportions, you can do this really quickly by just laying out the shapes. So with the hand shape. So that's the main shapes of the person done. We can go back and do some more detail. But let's do the bike now. Okay, so to get my wheel correct in the right perspective, I just want those 4 dots you can see there. So the 4 dots will help me give the correct angle. The axle here shows me that center line of the oval, and then you can see the other axis that's perpendicular goes past his knee and then goes down further there, so further than his foot there. And then I'm going to put, where does the wheel come to? So I'm looking at that knee and I'm going to put the width there. So now we want the other axis and make sure that I can see that it's perpendicular and go up. Where does that top of the wheel go to on the reference? It goes to the middle of his thigh. So I'll put a dot there. I'm going to measure that with my fingers and go down. Put a dot there. So I'm going to go up here and around. I know mine won't be perfect. Down to the side here, sorry. So that's 1/2. So now down, around. It's a bit of an ugly oval, but that's in the right angle and the right size. Let's do the back one. We can see there's a dot on this side. So the next dot comes across and a bit lower. If I find my pen here and it's perpendicular, 90 degrees to that line, just below his hand. This way. Okay, now we're going to draw the inside of the wheel. So come in on each side, just draw a dot down and the same width around the whole wheel. That, and then draw a second line. Same on this one, might be slightly thicker. Cutting across my lines from the other part of the sketch. Now, we've got those 2 big shapes. Let's draw another big shape for the handlebars. So go around the top. Like that. Now we can draw the shapes in between. we've got that center column here. And let's add 2 lines there too. 2. Let's draw that axle in here. So it's right in the middle and it follows that angle. Alright, so that's all the big shapes. The head, the torso, the legs, and then we have those wheels at an angle. So let's go through from the top to the bottom and add in all that detail. So first thing is I break up some of these shapes. So with the head here, we can see that the face shape is there and then the hair shape is on the right. Go around those shapes. So there's his hairline that goes down to there. And then we have the hair. But with a face, very small face, we can't work out perfect proportions. We've just got to simplify them. So I break up the face between the hairline and the chin into 3. We go down about a third and we put a dot. And then down another third and put a dot. And then another dot on the side, just making a little gap. So it's the width of the gap between the eyebrows and it's the width of the nose. So then on that third point, let's put the eyebrows. So we have a line that goes out like this, just very, very simple. Then we just skip down another third and let's just put the bottom of the nose. You can add a little line aiming up towards the middle between the eyebrows, but don't go all the way. So with the eyes, we have to go slightly to the right, up, and it's in the top half there, the top half. Kinks up and then a line across like that. And then very carefully just a bit of a darker spot to the left, coming out to the side of the head. And then another darker dot for that iris there. Now if we go to the mouth, it's about 2/3 up, or in that top half there between the nose and the chin. Top lip. And then a shadow under the bottom lip. And that'll help describe that bottom lip without actually drawing it. Add a little bit of a thicker eyebrow. And maybe under the bottom eyelid there you can put a dot. Add a hair that comes across here and like that. You can see more hairs here, so I'm showing the shape or the direction of the hair with just a few lines. And going down through the rest of the detail. There's the strap. Not looking at the actual perspective of the camera or anything, just trying to get the silhouette. Sunglasses like this. Then the clothing. Wrinkles are a really nice part of clothing, so just show these going across here, and or show that his body is slightly bending on the side. Later, lots of stripes. Some wrinkles around his crotch here. And there's a break here. His foot is on a pedal. Just at the back here it doesn't show much tie, and then at the front it's more black. And then as we get here, this line here will now come almost touching very loosely here. We have all the line work, and it all came from those main shapes. I'm going to start the watercolor with the background. Round 12 brush, cerulean blue. So I'm going to come across around here, and I'll go down to his handlebars. So I use yellow ochre and down to the axle of the wheel. Yellow ochre will just throw in some Payne's grey, border-like background. Now I'd usually probably keep going, but I think it's better for beginners if we just let that dry. So if you've got a hairdryer, dry this now. And now onto the figure. I'm going to use burnt sienna for skin tone. Then we're going to just cover that whole figure there, the whole face. And this hand. Yellow ochre here with a mix of a little bit of burnt sienna in there. Pop in that shape, that colour into that shape. I'm going to add some Payne's grey to that mix we had for the pants. Then some alizarin crimson. Try not to touch the skin. And I'm going around some of these shapes, leaving white gaps. We're going to use sap green. A bit more at the bottom. You can just space them out. So we've got the turquoise or some sort of blue that you like in between there, leaving the white. Cadmium red. And there's also, we'll do the red tubing back this way too. So now I want to do the darker areas with Payne's grey, but I'll let that dry, just so I don't connect anything there with black. So now, continuing with my round tone brush, the straps, the camera, a little bit neater and a little bit nicer with my paint than the line. There, just add a bit of burr number. Right, so I've done all the colours. Let's let that dry and then we'll add shadows. So for shadows, I like to use a light purple to a blue, ultramarine blue. If you don't have this colour, you can always use any shadow colour that you like. Shadow in this corner here, this side of the leg, off this shoe, off to the side there like that, to make it a bit darker. I'm going to add some darker dots just to give contrast, only a tiny bit. Dots there, just a few. Yellow ochre dots as well. So we've already got a lot of highlights and white bits from the gaps we left, which is really nice. And usually on the nose is a good little spot for a highlight. And there's a white in the eye which we painted over. So if you can add a dot right next to the iris there, there could be some little glint in the hair. Little highlights on the edges of the shiny bits of the camera. Highlights going down the tire. So that's how I sketch people with my simple method. If you want to follow the full tutorial without the cuts, that's over on my Patreon membership with the high-res reference you can download. I also go into a bit more theory about the wheel, and it's part of my library of over 130 step-by-step tutorials. So if you join my Patreon, you can also get access to all those, plus my beginner's course, my beginner's urban sketching course, which you can do on Patreon there. And then you can post your sketches in the really warm and friendly community we have there, where we share our sketches and you can ask me any question. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.